Good evening, good evening, TDN listeners, and of course the audience of this week in interview. A very pleasant Wednesday night greeting to you. I hope you're having a wonderful week so far, and I wish you full strength to finish the week as strong as you started it. Hope everyone is having good news. It's graduation season, so if you have folks who are graduating, I want to say congratulations to you. There are also some people who are a little bit facing some challenges because their loved ones have transitioned. So, if that's your case, um, our condolences to you, our deepest sympathy to you and your family, and we wish you strength and comfort in the memories that you have created with your loved ones. And of course, as I said, if you're celebrating an anniversary or birthday or graduation, we want to say congratulations and happy anniversary, happy birthday, happy graduation to you. Young people who are graduating, whether you're from high school or from college, we wish you a very, what would I say, very successful, interesting, and fulfilling career as you step into that new um, aspect of your life, whether it's going to college, whether it's going to job market, whether it's going into fatherhood or motherhood, whatever it is that you're stepping into, we wish you all the best. All right. So if you live listening in Dominica, RV Jams carries this weekend interview live on DigiPlay channel 59. Also, Radio SBE Online carries us live in the Toronto market. So any one of those places that you listen to us, thank you to to the management of those stations for collaborating with us. And of course, those of you who come back every Wednesday to look at this weekend interview, welcome back. It's always a pleasure. I tell you, it's the highlight of my week spending that hour and a half with you on a Wednesday night. We really have a good time. If tonight is the first time that you're listening to this weekend interview, I hope you like it. I hope you find it engaging and that you too will become a regular listener to this weekend interview. Tonight, our main program tonight is some exciting news about a really grand affair that's taking place in Castle Bruce, which is a village on the east coast of Dominica. Castle Bruce is having a family and friends reunion August 10th to the 17th, and I'm going to be joined by a few of my fellow Castle Bruceans, as we refer to ourselves, because I'm from that village of Castle Bruce, very, very proudly so. And so I have a few folks that I grew up with, went to school with, was taught by in my very formative years as a young why you should, if you have any connection to God there. But if you don't have a connection, you should find yourself there to understand what life was like. Joined us and told us about a court action that had been filed um, and to streamline some activity, the grievances in the court regarding the 2019 and 2022 general elections in Dominica. And so he has an update for us about that. So we're going to give him the first 5-10 minutes of the program. I'm going to be joined by the cast recipient. We're going to talk about the reunion of all reunions, the Castlereagh reunion. Alvin, my brother, welcome back. Not welcome home, I should say, because you are part of the TDN family. And it's great to have you. For those folks who were not with us the first time when you came on and told us about the action that was being taken by some of the citizens of Dominica regarding 2019 and the 2022 elections, to update us on new developments, bearing in mind that I missed 10 minutes of it. So, but welcome back to this weekend interview, my brother.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you very much for having me again. Another opportunity for this weekend interview. It's always a pleasure to be on your program and to have a conversation and to inform your guests and all of those who are tuning to TDN this weekend interview, what's going on, what's happening, and in particular as it relates to matters that take place in our homeland. I heard you refer to Cassibrunian. Is that a word?
Cassibrucians.
Oh, Cassibrucian. Oh boy, I learned something tonight. I'm sure Sam learned something tonight too. Well, I really hope you and your folks at Cassie Bruce will have a wonderful reunion. It's always something nostalgic and exciting when those reunions take place. So I can well imagine what's going to happen. But yes, Tony, I wanted to bring you and your guests and your listeners up to date on a very important matter that is currently in the courts, in the high courts in Dominica. And I believe sometime it was maybe last year, I believe it was, after we had filed that matter in the courts, I appeared in your program and brought folks up to date. Basically, in a nutshell, what it is, some concerned citizens felt that their constitutional rights were affected, were violated as it related to the two last general elections, that being the election of 2019 and the election of 2022. And as such, they filed a complaint to the court to have that matter heard and determined and addressed once and for all. There are 4 claimants to that file matter, and they filed it against 9 defendants, which includes, of course, the president, the attorney general, and members of the commission, as well as the state-owned radio DBS. And maybe I should even go back a little and reference, which I always do, and which I think I will continue to do, a CCJ's report of July 5th, 2022, I think it was, the CCJ's report. And in that document, of course, the CCJ, among several things the CCJ said in that report of July 5th, 2022, they underscore the importance of elections in a democracy. And you may have heard it from me already, said that election has consequences. And it is something that has to be taken very seriously. And as such, since the citizens felt the 2 last elections violated certain constitutional provision strongly enough that this matter be presented to the courts. So back in September of 2024, we did a filing at the High Courts. And that took a while before we could have had a date for the hearing or anything to that effect. And on October the 30th, we made another filing, which is called a certificate.
Alvin, I'm not cutting you. I'm not cutting you off, but we have to do it by 8:15. Okay.
Sure.
It's 8:10
So
now.
we did another filing by way of a certificate of urgency, and it wasn't until somewhere early part of this year we got a notice from the court for a hearing, which took place on the 12th of May of this year. But prior to that, we did an amended filing because, as you may be aware, on March the 19th, legislations were passed in the Parliament as it relates to election matters. The Registration of Electors Act, House of Assembly Act, the Electoral Commissions Act. And having looked at the act, our attorneys, legal advisor, was satisfied that even in this new act, there was certain provision in this act which violated Section 33 of the Constitution. And therefore, we did what is called a re-amended filing. So we did that on the 8th of May, and we had a hearing at the court on the 12th of May. The defendants, of course, filed or presented a motion, as it were, for the matter to be struck off. The judge dismissed. The judge didn't accept that, rather. And the judge issued an order on the 12th of May basically saying that, hey, you guys need to submit in writing to me on or before the 12th of June. What is your reason for wanting to strike off? We in turn have up to on or before the 27th of June to rebuttal whatever that they were presented, and then the matters to strike off will be presented before the judge on the 30th of June. Based on how that goes, there is likely to be a hearing on the 15th of July. But fundamentally, in
Okay.
our submission that we filed, we are asking that an injunction be placed and that no election be held until certain matters or conditions are met. One, the list. Two, voters ID. Three, that the elections laws are fully complied with, and that objections that were filed on 19th of November 1919 or to date, any objections, that those matters be dealt with before an election is held. So technically we are saying, or the fact that the matter is before the court for determination, an election should not be held until that matter is determined.
Okay. So thanks for the update,
Yes,
and thank you for the work that you guys do. In a democracy, as I say, it's a contact sport, and
right.
citizens have to get involved in order to keep our democracy healthy and robust. And so,
Absolutely.
of course, so thank you for bringing that. We invite you back to have a full program, because I think there's
Certainly,
a full
certainly,
program there where
certainly.
folks can react and interact. But all the best in the hearing. That's hearings that are coming up. Important dates. You
Yeah.
said was 12th of June,
12th of
27th of
June,
June for the
27th of June,
citizens,
30th of June, and
June,
possibly 15th
30th
of
of
July.
June, and possibly 15th of July. All right.
Yes,
So all the best, and thanks for the update. I know also you involved tomorrow in an
yes,
activity to commemorate May 29th. And so
46 years.
also we'll put the flyer up at the end of the program to
Mhm.
talk about that more. But also we hope that folks will tune in and all right.
Yeah.
So Alvin, thank you
Thank you,
so much
Tony.
for coming. I appreciate
You
you coming
continue
and
to have a
updating
great
us.
program. Absolutely. Take care. All the
I
best.
will.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. All right. All right. So folks, there we had to do it. We had to the Alvin called and requested for TDN to get involved in updating the audience, because we always like to keep you informed of what's going on. And so if you want to get more detailed information, the full article, because there was a press release, is on tdnradio.net. If you go on there, you can see all the details, the press release, as well as the court filings on tdnradio.net. You can tune in there. All right, folks. So, switching gears, uh, Castle Bruce, I don't know if you are from Dominica. If you are from Dominica, you know where Castle Bruce is. If you are from Dominica and you have not been to Castle Bruce, as they said, half of your life is gone. Um, but all jokes aside, Castle Bruce is a very picturesque village on the east coast of Dominica, on the Atlantic side, the windward side, and we have a nice bay with that is somewhat protected by twin islets, and so our iconic village view are the twin islets. Anywhere in the world you see those photos, you know it's Castle Brooks. We also have about five rivers in Castle Bruce, and even the Emerald Pool is officially within the bounds of Castle Bruce, the geographic bounds of Castle Bruce. The world-renowned Emerald Pool is located there. We Castle Bruce bounds our we're on the east coast, but our northern boundary is the Kalinago territory, Wakama. So you know the Kalinago territory is from Wakama to Pegwa River, Wakama River to Pegwa River, and so Castle Bruce northern boundary is Wakama. Those are Kalinago names. Wakama, Pegwa, and so on. And what else about Casablanca? Well, growing up, we had one of the best beach areas that you could go to bathe. We had a nice river, really a river mouth, Bushiwi as we call it, that made for a lot of entertainment. The village has a lot of slopes, and our housing was on there with tremendous, tremendous views. I went back to Casablanca last time I was there. It was in February of this year, and I spent some time walking the beach. It's not the same. There's a lot of that seaweed that collects on the different islands. There's a lot of that there, but none the same. It felt great to go back to my childhood home. Growing up in Casablanca gives you a certain personality that serves you well, no matter where you end up living after you grow up in Casablanca. So, without much further ado, let me invite our fellow Casablancians, who's Jean Cassibruce folk people, who are in the backstage. Let me invite them. Lauren Banis Roberts is no stranger. The daughter of the soil, um, an ambassador actually. I think once you are an ambassador, you always have that title of ambassador. I believe. Right? She'll correct me, but she's a diplomat and she has served at the highest level as Dominica's ambassador to the United Nations, Lauren, or was it the US? You'll correct me. But anyway, Lauren is no stranger to the folks from Dominica and beyond. Again, as I said, once when you grow up in Casablanca, you get that engine in your system that can carry you really, really far. She's also renowned as a netball player, and we know that's one of her passions. And she's still very, very involved in netball and community work and all of that. So, Lauren, welcome to this weekend interview. I know Jess was supposed to be joining you as well, and I think Jeff. But we can start off, and as they come on, our producer will bring them up on stage. So welcome.
Thank you, Tony, and thank you to your listeners. You forgot one thing in your intro. I'm a Drigo too.
That's for sure.
So yeah, we are
That's
close
right.
related. Thank you for that
We are
introduction. Of
closely
course,
related.
netball is my passion, and we are here to talk about Castlebrooks Family and Friends Reunion 2025. It's happening August 10th to the 17th. All roads lead to Castlebrooks. We have an exciting program, and people already know when it comes to reunion, Castlebrooks is the class act for reunions in Dominica. So we are happy
Yeah.
to be here. We are happy that we are going to have an opportunity to update not only
Mhm.
Castlebrooks people, but those who will be visiting Castlebrooks during this exciting week in August. It's summertime, it's a family event, and we've had two reunions before. And let me just say that we've decided a long time ago that it's going to be every 7 years. The first one was in 2004, the second in 2011. 2018 was the scheduled one, but we had Maria in 2017. We couldn't, and now we are 2025. So it's every 7 years, it's established.
Right. And hey, you see, Jess is up on board. Jess Intervanis.
Hi.
And so
Hello.
people can get the idea of how closely knit Casper are. Hi, Jess. Welcome. Jacinta
Okay,
is a
thanks.
Vanis. Lauren is a Vanis, but her maternal lineage is Drago. I'm a Drago. And
We all are
also on
interrelated.
Jess maternal side, she's also related to me as well. Not very far. I think
By
always shared
Alfred.
our grandparents were probably something like that. Yeah, certainly.
Plus neighbor.
So Jess, welcome. I already
Thank you very much.
plus yeah, Jess
Are you getting any feedback? Can you hear me?
with two. I grew up 2 hours away from Jess.
Right.
Um, mine, but mine seemed to be restricted. And Jacinta, as I said, was a she also was very involved in community development and cooperatives and human and women affairs, and just really involved, and not just at a grassroots level, but at a national, and some of these organizations were regional as well. And so, welcome to this weekend interview. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you very much, Anthony.
Yeah, and so Lauren was saying that this is our third reunion that is being held, Castlebrooks Family and Friends Reunion. It's our third reunion. The theme for this reunion is "C'est Place Nou." Castlebrooks, "C'est Place Nou." Castlebrooks is our place. We can start the conversation by just talking about that theme, and I'll also give Lauren the opportunity to talk about what does that theme encompass, why we chose that theme.
Can I go?
Yes,
Okay. We all love castles, no matter where we roam, no matter where we go. We love talking about castles as our community. And because Castlebrooks has given us almost everything from our preschool days, our primary school days, we have been very attached and involved in community development. So say plus no, we would want to encourage our persons living overseas, to keep that connection with Castlebrooks. We still have family there. We still have, our relatives in Castlebrooks. So we just love the place. And our focus basically is to bring back, the memories, the rich memories of growing up in the community and enjoying life, as a community resident. No matter where we go, we love Castlebrooks.
Lauren, you as well. Let's talk to us about this theme. How
Yes,
why that
the
theme? Out of
theme
all the things that, yeah.
the theme is short and sweet. It is very deep. Castlebrooks say plus no. We take ownership for our community. That's what we are saying in a nutshell. It's ours. We have to embrace it. We have to help with its development, and we have to take charge of this lovely community of ours. I think as a community, our richest resource is our people, and we have Castlebrooks people in maybe in every continent, and they are very qualified, very capable. But you must come together to help build your community. So Castlebrooks say plus no, we embrace it, we love it, it's ours.
Yes, and the idea is that when we grew up in Castlebrooks, we grew up in an environment that was very stimulating mentally, and we had sports competition. We had football leagues, we had basketball leagues, we had cricket leagues. Every Sunday we had entertainment. In school we had performing arts. There were always concerts that were held. We had the women were organized in a very powerful group through the church and otherwise the social league club that really united the women in the village. The men were also involved. They had Holy Name Society. And so we grew up with a lot of examples of men being men and fathers, and women being women and mothers, and community people. And although you had conflicts, you had different things going on, they were always resolved, in a way that did not make those conflicts stretch out. And of course, we have the history of Castlebrooks in terms of cooperatives and progressive and so on. And so we grew up in an environment that really made us understand that the sky is the limit, basically. It didn't matter that we came from a little village on the east coast of a little island. We got what we needed to go in on any stage, as big as it was, and perform and compete at the highest level. And so the concept of having the reunion, yes, is to bring us back together, but it's also to try to continue to create those conditions for the existing young people and the future young people to have that same kind of environment to grow up in. And so, Jess, I will make you start off with the first part of the activities that we have for the week. Um, it is Sunday, August 10th. Sam, I don't know if you have that flyer. You can, if you can put it up as well as Jess starts to go through
I'm just
on the week of
going.
activities.
Okay, Tony, I want to support what you said in terms of the vibrancy of the community. Like the social league, you had the scouts, you had the guys. Well, as young people, we were always engaged, in community activities, and I think that helped a lot of us. Even some of us who did not go to secondary school, we can fall back on what happened in the community that made us, who we are today. So we are looking forward, for the reunion. I mean, to just come and build and engage, and so that the legacy can continue. So the first day of the reunion, that is Sunday, the 10th, we are going to have the official openings. No, sorry, we have the official opening ceremony, and then we have, which will be followed by a gospel gospel concert. For the official opening ceremony and the ecumenical service, we have an ecumenical service that will be led by hopefully two young, vibrant pastors from the community. And we are hoping that the other churches can contribute, to the praise. It will be like a praise service, a praise and worship service. After the praise and worship service, we will do the formal opening, where we'll invite our dignitaries, like the Prime Minister, the President, our Parliament. We are looking to invite our neighboring village council, the Kalinago chief, other resource persons in the community, like the principals of the school or fire officers or health team and other resource persons that we are identifying along the way. So we will have this official opening ceremony followed by a gospel concert. We are hoping to have in that gospel concert persons from Castle Bruce who are singing gospel. We have identified persons like Jerome Austri, who lives maybe in Virginia, I think. We have the Austri brothers, that's Mordecai, Cadius, um, Kelbert.
Calvert, yeah.
Yeah, the Austri brothers. And we have also identified other local artists. We are looking at persons like Champion Rule and his sister Jemima Rule. And we are also, I still identifying persons like Jerry Lloyd, whose father is from Castleboro. So we are looking at other artists like Giselle, Darian, James, the James brothers. I mean, in that family, you may have about 4 or 5 of them singing. So we'll have the ecumenical service, the one followed by the official opening ceremony, and we will have the gospel concert that will end maybe around maybe 10, 11 p.m. that night. So these are the three main activities for to start off the reunion.
So we're kicking off with no customers as always. Or the religion and the church takes front and center in Castlereagh and everything that they do. And I don't know if folks remember that Castlereagh was really ground zero in the Protestant movement because we had the Bible school in Bajogota, where a lot
Right.
of even the evangelical pastors and preachers were trained.
Not only
And
not only
and
local but also regional. I know people from Barbados, Trinidad. They were also local persons who were trained at the Bible school in Bajogota.
Yeah, so all of that, I don't know most people remember that, but we had the Bible school in Castle Bruce. And as you said, it was the people that were running it were international, they were Americans, and a lot of the pastors, local and regional pastors, were trained there. So, reflecting that, you see where it starts off with a ecumenical service, which involves um, church leaders from all the different Christian denominations coming together and kicking things up with that service. And following that, we had we have the official opening where we are inviting a number of dignitaries. Of, and we know they will come because since we're growing up, we know people come to Castlebrooks when Castlebrooks has things. Castlebrooks used to have 10 trucks and we used to have 20. Castlebrooks used to have a total of 10 trucks. Dominica used to have a total of 10 trucks and we used to have 20 trucks in
I
Castlebrooks
remember
for
first
village feast.
us three. Okay.
Definitely, but when you stay up on the hill and you look down, the only traffic jam that used to take place in Dominica at the time was at Castlebrooks because you had vehicles lined up all the way around the corner until you couldn't see
Because
anymore. And so folks come when
Castlebrooks
we
was
invite
famous
them
for the fair. Remember, Tony, we were famous for the
for the
August
fair.
fair. Yeah, because when people talk about going to
August
Purple
fair.
Turtle, I always tell them Castlebrooks was it before Purple Turtle. People used to come to Castlebrooks for the
Definitely.
the beach activity, and also for our annual fairs when we had them.
And our generosity was on display because if all the trucks that used to come, almost everybody would go back with a bag of agricultural produce. Um, you know, almost everybody would go back with breadfruit and dashing and plantain, and so people would look for,
I
in
remember the
addition to going to people's homes and everybody have a food to give.
I remember grandbaby
Go
were
ahead,
going
Jess.
back with screw pine and vective. The grandbaby people,
Right,
when they
for
came, they
to
would
make
go
their
back with screw
mats
pine and vective to
and
make
their
their mats
brooms
and
and so.
baskets. I remember that very well.
And baskets. hmm Yeah. We have Pastor John Finn as well. He's still adjusting his cameras and his mic. So, Lauren, in the meantime, though, I spoke about people going back to stuff, so we can talk about the generosity of Castro's people. That folks, when they come, they know they're going to be welcome. So, as you take us through on the following days after the first day, so that's just covered the Sunday. We have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. As we follow through on those different activities during the week, Lauren, let's highlight some of those activities so folks to understand.
Okay, so Jess took us through to um Tuesday, I think. We
The
have
opening on
that's
Sunday.
Tuesday.
We haven't done Monday yet.
Okay, Monday we have the symposium and the cultural night. The symposium is where we'll have all our sessions, different topics, various topics. Also on that evening we'll have our cultural night, and Castlebrooks is well known for all of its culture, but we'll be inviting groups from our district to also participate. On Wednesday, we'll have the cardio jam, that's a health session, and also a health fair at the health center. We will visit the elderly and the shortings, as well as present them with a gift basket. And then in the evening, it will be an open night session, open mic session.
hmm Open mic.
Open mic where people with various
So the
talents or
symposium,
yeah, go
right?
ahead.
I was saying in the symposium we're going to cover the various topics like food security, water availability. Because I know right now Cashews is experiencing a lot of issues with pipe-borne water supply. Even if at the start I said that Cashews has about 5 rivers, and not ravines, but rivers.
Live, yeah,
And
reverse.
so we want to explore how that resource that's available can make it better, that we should not be in the middle of water, we cannot be thirsty. And of course we'll be talking about agriculture, our environment, and health. We have quite a few renowned doctors who are exceptional on the international stage. So we'll be talking about health, the health of our people, and so on. I want to recognize Pastor John Finn. Welcome. It's great to have you on. John, can you hear me? If you can hear me, go ahead and say a few words of welcome.
Well, good evening, everyone. Just got in, but
Yes.
I'm excited to participate in doing something for my beloved village customers. So I'm here to just give whatever input I can. God bless each of you. Thanks for the great work that you all have been doing. It's a payless but a very important part of our development for our nation. God bless you all.
Okay,
Excellent, man.
Tony. As part of the
It's great. So it's great to have you. Great.
Thank you.
Symposium.
I was saying as part of
Go ahead, Jess.
the as part of the symposium, one of the topics we were going to look at
Mhm.
was youth and their integral um participation in sports development. And in a discussion with somebody, he was saying that Castle's area has two Premier League football teams, and also in the southeast. And thinking of Castlebrooks as a center, not just for Castlebrooks, but let's say for the northeast and the southeast. And we would focus on Castlebrooks for a facility that would be very competitive, and looking at sports and tourism, sporting careers for young people. So we're going to bring in somebody like Coach Stanton, who is from Good Hope, Sansovia area. So that is another session. The name came up there last week of Elisha. In terms of the young people, we would want to make a space for them in to talk about financial literacy. So Mr. Century, I'm not sure which one, if it's
Mhm.
Dodd or Dwight, which one, to have a special session, just for especially high school and college students to look at financial literacy, and a person like Elisha Nation and Mr. Century. I don't know which one will coordinate that. So I think it is important. I wish when we were going to school, they were telling us about money, how to save money, how to spend money. So I think that would be a good session to have for the young people. Okay.
Right. Who wants to continue talking about the rest of the activities? I think Lauren took us to Wednesday and the health fair.
Well, Lauren
Jess, if you
again,
have it, then you can go ahead.
is the sports day, Lauren. That's Lauren's 40, the sports day.
On Wednesday is the sports day, right?
The
No,
sports
that's
day
the
will be a. Just continue. I'm going to take him to his mom. Go continue.
Lauren, your
Jess.
mic. All right, there we go.
Okay, Thursday, we are hoping to have a sports day. We're going to start from 8 o'clock to about 4 p.m. We want to have different activities like the lime and spoon, the sack race, bone eating, and maybe culminate and domino and cards on the side, chess. If people have chessboard, they can bring them. So we'll have all these other games and maybe a little ring game at times during that event. And we will combine it with a football, maybe a little football game. I'm not sure about the cricket, if there'll be time
Right.
for a cricket game, but it could be a short, maybe 10 overs, cricket with
10
diaspora
overs
team and the
aside.
local, 10
Mhm.
overs aside.
We plan to have competition. We plan to have competition between the players from the people that live outside of Castlebrooks, outside of
And those,
Dominica, and
yeah,
the local players. So
okay,
in football and cricket, maybe a 10 over aside,
right.
and also
So,
like a football match, maybe 15 minutes, two halves, and so on.
okay,
So it will
maybe
be a
like a
wonderful
small
time.
game. Yeah,
I want to track back one day where we talk about the health fair. At the health fair, we will have an eye clinic, we'll have a dental clinic, and we'll have general health clinic where people's blood pressure, diabetes, and the
wait,
education of
wait.
the people. We'll have some short videos running and so on.
Okay.
Yes.
That event
All
will
right. So
the
that
health
took us
event
up
will
what?
take place at the health center, right?
Yes, that the health
We're
center.
hoping to have the health event at the health center because that's where the doctors and everybody will be. The dental clinic, the eye clinic, and then we have the
Mm-hmm.
nurses or whoever taking the blood pressure, the um weight, etc. So I think that day is going to be a very eventful day. And on while we're on that, we are asking for persons who are coming down to bring maybe a blood pressure monitor, some diabetic strip, something that we can donate to the villagers, So we are making an appeal. If you're coming down, put some of that in your bag and maybe carry
Right.
something for the package for the elderly. It could just be a box of elderly wipes or whatever. You put it and then we can put the package together. So each of them will get a care package. And you're looking at, we have somebody back home who's very good at organizing this event. So teacher
Yeah,
Juliet, we
we
call
have
her,
two
we would ask her to
space.
coordinate that event. Okay, so far for
Yeah,
Thursday.
yeah, and of
And it's
course,
Thursday
we talk
evening.
about the on. Hold on. Mhm. Lauren wanted to jump in. Lauren, go ahead.
Oh yeah, for the sports day, we want to have
Yes, Lauren, go ahead.
our traditional games: sack race, needle and thread, lime and spoon. We'll also have dominoes. So it is actually going to be a full-fledged family event. Of course, we'll have prizes and surprises. But come ready,
Hmm.
come with your team or your partner to do your sack race and your lime and spoon and your needle and thread. We are going back. We are going back in time. Yes, there will be current, sporting disciplines, but we are going back in time with our traditional games. We are reminiscing our past in everything that we do. So we're going to have
And
a
if you
blend.
and if you definitely. And Castle Bruce, our sporting field is right next to the beach. So, you have that wonderful environment with the waves in the background, the sea breeze, and it's just a really the ambience around our sporting facility is wonderful. Uh, we are what on just where we on Thursday?
No, as you said about the beach, while we're on the beach, I'm just thinking we need to get a signage because there's an area that people should not bathe, in the sea. I don't know how we call it. We always say there's a current in that area. So I think we'll have probably to that's something that we need to do because we don't want anybody to go on the beach and get drunk. So we have to put some signage that people should not bathe in that certain section. It's going toward the river mouth area. Teacher John, I don't know if you remember that spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, some signage.
Okay.
Yeah,
We also
we
have
have a
Saturday.
kite
beach day.
flying too, eh?
Huh?
On what day? Yes.
We on Thursday. We're going on Thursday
On what
evening.
day are we going to have the broth competition? Oh,
No, we have
okay.
done the house party. The
So
house
go
party
ahead.
is on Thursday night.
Okay.
So we on Thursday, the sports
We
day
have the house
during the
parties.
day
When do we have the
and
island tour?
evening house parties.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
house party. We
What
want
day
to
we
have
have the
like four
broth?
house party. One in Jalousie, one in Sen House, one in
Yeah.
on the stretch. And it just hit me that we didn't put anything for Tranto Deeper.
One in Sikri on the stretch slash Sikri.
What about Tranto Deeper?
Well,
Did we
they will
didn't
come.
we
They
didn't
will
connect?
participate in the one that
They will
takes care
come.
of the stretch
Remember,
and
we
the.
have three corners. We have the stretch, we have Jalousie, and we have Sen House by
And
your
so
junction there. So
Okay.
yes. So anything happening in Sikwi, in
yeah.
fact in Castlebrose with Deepa and
So folks, what
Tranto
we
will come down.
Okay. All right. Well, we have to invite them. Let
is
them know.
invited, fully invited. Yeah. And but
Okay.
let's tell folks what the house parties are about. The house parties are traditional house parties where somebody have a party, they invite people to come. So you have music, you have drinks, you have food, and you come in and you people, the host, you come in, you have your drinks, you sit down, you talk, you dance, if you play cards, play domino, whatever it is, typical traditional house parties. We'll have at least four of them officially hosted throughout the village, and participants, visitors, folks who are at the reunion will be invited to go and experience great Dominican Casa Brucian
Hospitality.
hospitality house parties. Just continue.
So you must have your tag to attend the parties, right? Did you say that right?
Well, we have a week long access pass that
Okay.
yeah that will give you access to all of these activities, all of the paid
All right.
activities. And folks, there's an early bird, as just brings it up and remind you, we're still in the early bird session where for $150 you can buy an all-week pass that gives you access to all of those activities, the parties, the food, and as we come up, we have a banquet and so on and so on. So just is that
Well,
all on Thursday?
yes, Thursday is the house party and the sports day. Then
Oh,
Friday
wait,
we're gonna it's gonna be free during the Lauren, we missed something, we didn't talk about the tour,
okay,
the Tuesday tour.
Yeah, there's an island tour on Tuesday 13th, as the
right.
program clearly states, and that day people will choose what tour they want to go on. That one is simple. You
Okay.
you pick your tour. If there'll be different tours. If you want to go close or far, you want to go Emerald Pool, you want to do the Kalinago territory, you want to do Red Rock Haven, you want
Trafalgar
to
Falls,
so
let's call it.
Trafalgar Falls, you want to go to the hot springs in
Yeah,
Soufriere, you want to do the Indian River, different tours. So you decide, so
Okay.
that will be in place. Okay,
And
so
right.
you
for
can.
Mhm.
for persons who do not want to go on the tour, there will be a village tour that will be organized for those who do not want to go on the tour. Because, for example, the village tour could start in Jalousie, where we had the old dispensary. You can locate that area, Then you can go down and say, okay, this is where the main nurse used to live. That was nurse Alfred. You go
Miss
again to
Alfred.
the
Hmm.
cross in Jalousie. The cross is very significant. And then you can say TPA goes down that way. That's where teacher John Finn, lived, and Mr. Tilai, you know. Then you can go again, Lord Bo, go down to the church, the CUM church, and that's where that's where this first CDC house was located. I think in where the CUM church is now. There's a history behind that. Just at the back is the Methodist church, and that's where most of us went to school. All right, Teacher John?
That's
At the
correct.
Methodist church. You make a stop there, you talk about the Methodist church. And a little way below where my Felix has a house right now, there was Kaineg. That was where the enslaved people, the first enslaved people that came to Castlebrose, they lived in Kaineg. So that area is still there. So you can stop and, we can thank our ancestors, for all what happened to our Maroons. These were the first people that came, apart from the Kalinago people. And first of all, the Castlebrose had a Kalinago name. The Kalinago lived in Castlebrose. They called it Kunari or something like that. Yes, they lived in Castlebrose. So that's part of our history. Then you go down and you can talk. The estate is right there. You can talk about the estate, how they did molasses on the estate, and whether they build where they build the apartment. There was a how do you call where they were making the
Oh, the sugar
molasses,
mill. There was a
the
sugar
sugar
mill there.
mill. And
Hmm.
then on the estate, you still have
Hmm.
the big canals. You can see the big canals that were coming from the river, bringing in the water to the mills. And you can talk about Sikwi, you go down to the bayfront. And there was a cemetery way by Zinge, where Zinge house is. There was a cemetery right there. So we can talk about that. And where the playing field is, I remember somebody was telling
Okay.
me that they used to call it Station Field because that's where they used to have Empire Day. It was Independence Day, it was Empire Day. That's where they did their races. So I always say history always repeats itself. Then you go up, you talk about the fishing days. You remember when they used to go and Congo what by the bay? When boats come in, Tila and them come in, Adrian and them come in, Mr. The Locat, because they say the Locat. They love the sea. I mean, those dolphins by the hundred. They were bringing dolphins, not like the dolphins that we see today. No, that was the big, big dolphins. And then you can go back up to the church, the history of the church, the police station, the school. So you can do like a tour of Castle itself, or people who want to go far, because there's a lot that we can learn, just from our own history. So that's for the tour.
Certainly. Okay.
So Friday
Right.
is a
So we
free day
are
in the
on Friday
morning.
now.
It's a free day
Mm-hmm.
in the morning, but in the evening we have the awards, dinner, and dance.
Night of
And
Elegance.
go ahead, Lauren, take it from there.
On Friday is
Mm-hmm.
going to be a mega event. It's our Night of Elegance, where we will be awarding, even posthumously, people from Castlebrooks who have contributed under the various fields or walks of life, farmers, fishermen, we are recognizing our own. On that night, it will also be a dinner and dance with the Swinging Stars Band. The dress code is black and gold. And we want people to come well attired for that. Your maxi dress or whatever you deem to be special
Elegant.
and elegant, you wear it. But there's a color scheme, black and
Black
gold.
and gold.
And that night, as I said, we'll be recognizing our own. If we have photos of those we are recognizing, even if they are gone, we'll put it up on a big screen and say why we are recognizing them. Because people have contributed. We have had some good fishermen, people in the health sector. We have everybody. We have engineers, we have lawyers, we have doctors, we have teachers, we have great farmers, great fishermen, you name it. We will be recognizing some of these people who have blazed the trail and those who are still with us as well. After we do the recognition, we will have our sumptuous dinner, and then Swinging Stars is going to close that event with a massive dance. So it will be a dinner and dance. If you want to just come for the dance alone, you will be allowed in at a certain time, and there'll be a fee for that. So it's going to be a dinner and dance, Night of Elegance, awards night. And that, at the end of it, will take us into Juve on Saturday morning. And that Juve will be a
On Saturday
master
morning.
blaster.
And Lauren, I know you. I can let you continue talking about the Juve.
Yes. Our Juve is going to be traditional and contemporary.
The theme for the Juve.
Yes, can we have the theme?
Remember you said it's
yes. It's
PJ night and powder.
powder, P and P, pajamas and
Pajama and
powder.
powder.
P and P. So come with your pajama, your nightie and duster, your just a nightie or whatever you wear to go to bed. That's how we knew it. Our Juve in Castlebrooks was pajama, nightie and duster, and powder. That will be our traditional section. If you're not interested or you want to go in the contemporary section, then you put on your whatever you want to wear for the Juve. But we'll have our Lapo Cabwit. Once we have our Castlebrooks Lapo Cabwit, we'll also confirm an outside of Castlebrooks Lapo Cabwit. So there will be the band for the traditional section, which is powder and pajamas. And then there'll be a band on the road for the contemporary Juve. So we have two sections, traditional and contemporary, because we have to cater to all our age range. Young, old, in between, and give people a choice. You want to go or halfway, you want to leave powder and pajama and go into, you can dress and go in the other section. So it's up to you. But we will have that. It will be from my brother in Guglu down to Sikwi and back up. So we start at 4 a.m. We go down to Sikwi and then we come back up to Guglu. When we get to Guglu, we are entering our market day. And that's where you will get your
Market day,
sauce, your black
where folks will be
pudding, your
selling their
coconut water.
produce. Yeah.
Yes,
Everything local.
everything, cocoa tea. So once Juve
Kako tea.
ends, you're into market day.
Then that's when the
Right.
broth
And
competition
then it
comes in the
goes
afternoon.
into, that's where the broth is. We have a broth competition. We go back to the beach and you have a broth competition where folks will register and compete for prizes for the best broth. And folks will be, you'll be able to get your plate of broth, purchase your plate of broth, or if you have your band, you get a plate of, your meal will be included for the broth. So
Another thing we want to
after the broth,
encourage,
we
hold on,
come in
at
the
the
evening
market day,
time.
Tony, at the
Yes.
market day, we want to encourage at least
Mhm.
the slaughtering of maybe an animal or two. So we go back to that traditional
Yeah.
meat vending
Saturday.
scenario. Yes. So at the market day, with a difference, we'll have fresh pork and say beef and maybe goat. So people can see what it was, life was like back in
And
Castle
goat,
Bros.
yeah, meat,
Yeah.
fresh meat. Hmm.
So on the broth scene, we said it was broth, breadfruit, and beef and beach. Three B's: broth,
Right.
breadfruit, and beef and beach.
No, no, we
So
do the
people,
broth, but if yeah,
go
if
ahead.
yeah, we said because at that time there's a lot of breadfruit in Castlebrus, so we'll encourage the vendors
To
to roast
roast some
breadfruit and have
breadfruit.
it for on sale or however they
Okay.
want to do it. Yeah. But the competition is going to be a broth competition,
Right.
Okay.
And then
and
after,
as Lauren said, it was traditional when you have Castlebrus Village Feast. Mhm. We're struggling because we're having a little delay on the
Okay.
Mhm.
on the audio. But Lauren, go ahead.
No, I'm saying traditionally we killed animals and have them meat for sale the Saturday before the village feast. We are bringing that aspect back. Now,
Mhm.
on the for the broth competition, you must register. Register so that we can know that you are participating in the broth competition because we'll have prizes and trophies and whatever. Now, once the judges have done their work, the broth will be for sale.
Right, right.
Okay.
And then after we do all that now, we had Juve, we have Market Day, we have the broth and breadfruit on the beach. What's happening Saturday night?
That's a big night. This is the big one.
I'm looking forward to that night.
Saturday night is the International Artist Night. And that is where we're going to feature our
I like
prominent,
to say Castlebrus International Stars.
that's right, our prominent international artists who have not only blazed the trail, they are still there performing. We have had excellent artists from Castle Roots who have um, made their name globally. So we will have our international artists. Many of them have already agreed to come back home on that night. And I can say it here. For example, we will have the Lord Breaker from the Gaylord's Power Union fame back in Castlebrus. We'll have people like Terence Drago and Kazai John Fane. So we will be featuring prominently all our international artists, and we will also have one of our big bands in Dominica, our big local bands, featured on that night. It will be a night that our people in Castlebrus, everybody will be out. Everybody from the neighboring communities will be out. Everybody from out of Castlebrus and in Dominica will come to Castlebrus. But I'm saying to them, you're going to have to do a sleepover because the next day is the village feast. So come prepared to stay in Castlebrus on Saturday night so that you can join us for the huge village feast on Sunday the 17th. Because you don't want to miss any part of that international artist night. You will not believe what Castle Bros has produced.
That's going to
Yeah,
be a big
certainly.
night,
I know
Lauren.
folks for young people that don't know. Yeah. The Mother's Day song, Oh Mother, you will never be apart. I cannot sing, so I'll say it.
Lauren knows how
You
to sing that one
know,
good.
pray for the black man.
Pray for the black man. I'm telling you. The
But
Dominica
all of those
song. The
songs,
Dominica song. Yeah.
Lovely
Lovely
Dominica.
Dominica.
That's it.
Yeah.
You
So
wouldn't
that's
believe
a
who
great.
Castle Bros has produced.
Yeah.
We have
And
produced
so
the best of the best.
and and we have young artists like Big Stepper that just came from spending months in Europe, performing in London and in Paris. He's also going to be there. We have a whole
And
bunch
Omali
of
and his
Casabros
band.
superstars that's coming back. O'Malley, I saw him perform when I was in Anguilla a couple of years ago. Magnificent performance. We're trying to get everybody to come back and be there for that night. Lauren talk about planning to overnight on Saturday, but I can tell you, when you come on Friday and we do the dinner and dance, swinging stars on Friday, um, you where you going to go? Because you want to be part of Juve on Saturday morning,
Exactly.
That's
You're
and
right,
correct.
then your
Tony. Totally
sauce and
right.
your kakoti and your bakes and everything Saturday morning. So when you come on Friday, you're not going back. Nobody
It's a
going to see
weekend.
you
It's a
again
weekend
until
affair.
Sunday night, Monday morning. It's
Okay.
Cashews weekend. So plan it, mark it down, as they say on the radio. Much aside a blame call. If you miss that, you only have yourself to blame.
To
That
blame.
that takes us into Sunday though, which is our traditional village feast. Um, Castlebrooks feast is August 15th, Kenzawu, and which is the 15th of August, and we celebrate it that Sunday with again more music, more food, and a big jam in the evening that goes late into Sunday night. So, folks, I think um, I'm sure there's stuff that we miss because it's so dense. We have the education part of it, we have the entrepreneurial part of it, we have the health part of it, we have the sports, we have the fun, we have the food. We just have customers, people available. So you definitely want to be there. Let me also say that if you have a business in Dominica, outside of Dominica, there are still spots available for sponsorship. You should definitely consider um, getting your business highlighted on our program and become one of our sponsors. Lauren, go ahead. You had your hand raised.
Yes, on Sunday, that's our village feast. Chance Awu, and we trying our best to bring it back to include things that we did in the past. So we're going to have a Creole Mass. That's the Sunday. Then we're going to have an
Hmm.
expo on that day as well, where we'll showcase our talents, our gifts, our people, their capacities, what they have to offer. That one is going to be structured, and we'll be asking persons from the community to bring photos of their folks. So there'll be a room at the school where we can go in and see what who was Mr. Tilai, who was Maurice, Mr. Maurice Lockhart, which was one of the best fishermen, Mr. Morrill. All of these people. So if you have a photo, Mama Do, whoever, all the people, Nurse BB, Nurse Alfred, whoever you have, just make sure you take it to the committee and we'll have a room. You'll get it after. And we're going to have all our persons who have blazed the trade in Castle Bros. We're going to showcase, the coconut tablet and the peppermint. It will be like a nice exhibition with a difference, but we are focusing on our own, the history of Castle Bros also. So that the Village Expo, we are also going to have one of the big bands in Dominica right there in Google. We'll call it our last lap Fed Castle Bros. And what I also want to say is that every night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, one of our biggest local bands in Dominica will be on. So we'll have Castle Bros plus a band in Dominica. Um, Another thing we're going to have also, and we didn't say that for the first Sunday, the gospel show will be massive. You wouldn't believe the quality and caliber of gospel artists that originated from Castlebrooks. So don't miss. Anthony, I want to reinforce when you come Friday, you leave Castlebrooks on Monday morning. We have buses to take you to work. So come Friday to leave on Monday morning. You'll take a bus and go straight to work. You're going to experience Castlebrooks like you've never done before because the events that we are putting up, they are sound quality, they are family oriented, they are just squeaky clean activities, and we are going to have a great time for 1 week in Castlebrooks. But when you come on Friday, if you're not from Castlebrooks, come with
Your
your,
suitcase.
that's right, prepared and ready to leave Castlebrooks on Monday morning. Manchester Everblami call. Because you can't leave and go and get clothes, you will
Damn
miss
it, wow.
something.
So you have to come well
You'll miss
ready,
something,
well
you know.
packaged.
Pastor,
You don't want anybody to tell you about Juve. You don't want anybody to
Pastor
tell you about
John,
Matthew Day.
Uh-huh.
you'll be seeing it on social media and taking shagway, right? No, I don't talk about you,
I
Pastor John. I was saying I was going to give you the opportunity
we missed
that
an
after we put
event.
all of that package, let's.
Tony, we missed an
What is
event.
that we missed? Yes,
The bell
is
bottom,
that too
the
much?
Holy Golden Night. The
Go
Holy
ahead.
Golden Night on Tuesday.
What night is that?
That's the Tuesday
Tuesday night.
after the tour and so it's the where we have the compa, the zouk, the cadence, and we want people to dress in their bell bottom and afro. I mean,
Right.
and come for the dance like how boy days used to dance,
Right. What and Douglas.
and
what
Herbson used to
what
play.
what and red apple, green apple.
Oh,
What Cassius Dominican people don't know is that because of our strong connection with Mary Garland and Guadeloupe, long before French music was popular in Dominica, when Zouk and so bring it popular, Casaubon had always had action with French music. Um, compa and zouk and all of those music used to be blasting in Casaubon, and we used to have some of our people that used to live in Marigal, and when I'm not calling no names, but when
mm-hmm.
they come down for the weekend and they dress in their white, tight white
I
pants,
can see
and
some of
they
them.
used to just take the village by storm. Uh,
I can see
I'm
them.
telling
I
you.
can see.
And people, and there were different places. There were different people in the village who always had music playing loud, loud, loud. And so no matter where in the village you are, you always hear compa music
Dancing.
or a radio. You get a radio station from Matnik. So the zouk and compa night and oldies night is part of Castlebrooks history, where that we grew up hearing those music, and Castlebrooks is like a cubicle, a crucible where a lot of musicians came from. I
Oh
even
yeah.
know people like Pascal, Lazo, TIL, Leroy
You
used to
remember
do the drums.
Dr. John
I
Finley
mean,
had
I
the band,
don't
Herbson.
exactly. Hope seen. People like Lazo, growing up, I don't ever remember seeing Lazo without a guitar in his hand,
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere you see Lazo in the village, he has his guitar, going by a river somewhere, sit down playing his music. And right now he's an international reggae star. He played with the Whalers. He's still getting awards. He's still headlining shows, international shows. But I was going to go to Pastor John Finn. After you hear all of that, John, I want you to just talk about the reunion in a whole and encourage folks I don't think we have too much encouragement. We just have to tell them, make sure they organize their time off from work and they buy their ticket to come and so on, but just talk to them about the whole package and the reason why they should be there, Pastor.
Well, um, It is important, I think, in life just for one to remember or to have conscious knowledge of their roots. And so I would want to encourage every person from Customers who was born there, who lived there, or who has a relationship with someone from Customers to join in and help us to remember, to celebrate where we came from and the reason we are who we are today. Growing up there, we never dreamed we would get there. But look how far we have gone. And so I would just want to share this with everyone to say, look, we are not bragging, but we are saying, look what God has done with us, and willing to help somebody else who doesn't see a way out. I never saw this for me, but I want to impart to these children particularly, never see yourself just where you are. So we are creating a forum to show them where we were, who we are today, where we have gone to. And I'll do everything I can, and I will encourage people. I'm going to begin announcing that on the morning oil to encourage people and see to it that people who are not even from Castle Bruce will be there and enjoy that experience. Amen.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the thing is,
super excited. So, folks, let me tell you.
Oh, sorry.
You go ahead, Pastor.
Yeah, we had so many things that could have drawn us the other way. We did not have parents who could encourage us to go that far when they themselves had not gone. Of all of us who are here right now, except Tony, your mother at least taught her little school. But none of us here with us didn't. But they gave us all they had so we could become who we are today. So we are going back. Let us focus on our young people. Let's not go back bragging or pretending that we achieved all of that by ourselves. But now here you have a woman who has been an ambassador. Here you have skilled men, skilled women, and we can go back and not with pride and pomp, but to say, I thank God for Castle Bruce. I thank God for the people in my life who did not have my level of education, did not have my level of experience, but they still nurtured me and taught me. By the way, I would like us to put some emphasis on Johnson Thomas. Try to remember or do something for the principals and the teachers. May I maybe be able to give some gifts in that respect for teachers and the principals. If we can have a list for them, maybe at least put up a banner with their names on or something, remembering them. They would dedicate Teacher Delna, these people. We know that. That's it.
You know, up till today, when I get in a situation where I ask who was my best teacher, just always put the respect because you taught me to. I still go back and name Teacher Delna as my best teacher. You know, I have Teacher Delna taught me probably in standard 1 or standard 2, but she left such a mark on me that I went through all of Castros, all of grammar school, all of sixth form college,
Still
engineering
remember her.
degree, master's degree, and I was still every time. Like sometimes you go somewhere ask you for security, who was your favorite teacher, your best teacher, and I still say Teacher Delna.
Wow.
So from way back there, because she taught me how to stand up straight. how about your personal hygiene, how to be. No, I'm serious, and those
Mm,
things might seem insignificant, but that
it's
stayed
very
with me. Like my
important.
posture, you stand up and you stand up erect,
Yeah.
and you walk a
Walk
certain way,
straight.
and your
Mm,
nails need to be clean, and your teeth need to be clean. Teacher Delna took us through those spaces in her class as a little boy, 5, 6, 7 years old, and up to today, I still have her as my favorite and best teacher. So I agree with you completely that we have to be able to recognize people.
our teachers.
Johnson Thomas didn't teach me, but teacher Adi taught me.
Mm.
Um, as I said, Jess taught me. Teacher Magdo in his Mascalics. Those guys really molded you. I went to grammar school, and coming from Castleberry School with my mathematics from Jess and those guys, and I went to grammar school. Nobody could touch me in mathematics because we had that foundation coming from Castleberry School, and it went into sixth form, and it went into my engineering degree. That
Engage.
math foundation that I
I
got
know.
from Castleberry carried me far. The other thing about Castleberry was that, as Lauren and Jess mentioned, was our level of community engagement. I was never in a scout, but I was in the 4-H club.
Okay.
And so that propelled me on to always getting involved in some community activity. Because when I went to grammar school, I was in Duke Edinburgh. I came back from college, I was in JC's. But you had a 4-H club. We used to have a vegetable garden right next to the police station. We used to go and clean up campaigns. We used to raise rabbits. We used to raise chicken. Those kind of, as Pastor John said, the folks that were raising us, that was where their capacity was in terms of our formal education, but they understood what it was to pour into a young person, the the framework, the undergirding that would carry us no matter how far. When you when I come to America at 20 years old and it's winter time and I have nobody else in America to and you feel like it's draining, you go back to
No.
your class and you say, no, that you where you come from is stronger than that, you know. Um, and so that's the environment we want to create for the current students, and to help the current parents to be able to establish in the village, so that platform can keep elevating. We know where we came from, and we know where we've been able to place our kids, our children. In one generation, we come from Castle Bruce, literally from dirt. And in one generation, we've placed our children on the highest stage anywhere in the world, you know. And
That's so true.
that there makes me very proud as somebody from Castle Bruce. And so, what I want to tell folks is that we've tried to make it possible for everybody to come. And so, with all of the activities that we've mentioned, we've put together an all access pass, $150 is all. You will take 150 US dollars. You get an all week pass that takes you into those activities. And of course, it's worth much more than that. The 150 is a discount because we need funds to be able to organize and pay for a lot of the things that we are planning to do. And so the deadline was May 30th for you to get the early bird, but we would probably I'll
Have
get
to
confirmation
extend
from the
it.
committee, but I'll propose that we extend it by 2 weeks to June 15th. You can go online at islandeventtickets.com and get your tickets there. I think also we just got the Mo banking. We just got
Set
our
up.
account approved for Mo banking. So let me see if so Sam, I don't know if you can put it on the user ID for the Mo banking is 555-3364, and the account number is 2, and you have 4 zeros, and then you have 4067. So the Mo banking information is 555-3364, and the account number is 200004067. So if you purchase your ticket there, you will get a separate email that will confirm your ticket. But if you go to islandeventtickets.com and you purchase it, it will ask you for your email and you will get an automatic email with your tickets there as well. It's on the link is on the screen right there. So, folks, we look forward to seeing you. We're going to be putting on registration form so we can know who's coming. And we encourage you to just block the time and really just plan to come. Lauren, you have your hands up. Go ahead.
Yeah, somebody asked a question if morning oil will be there. Morning oil is a program that Dr. Finn has every morning for an hour and a half. And yes, morning oil will be from Castle Bruce for during this period. So morning oil will be in Castle Bruce on that day. And Tony, just to say that Teacher Delna is also my favorite teacher. Actually, yes, and the thing is, I did not go to preschool because Ada and Beso were in a higher class than me. So when it was my time to go to school, I didn't want to go to preschool, so I went to Castle Bruce. And remember, Castle Bruce Primary, and remember, you had boys' line and girls' line. Now, they were in Teacher Delna's class, and I went straight to stand in the boys' line. And the other teachers were saying, no, I have to be in the girls' line. So Teacher Delna said, no, leave her. And then I went to Ada and Beso's class. So I went straight to Teacher Delna's class. And then she had a maths question on the board, and I put up my answer. She said, let me give her a chance to see if she knows what she's doing. So then I went on the board and I did the addition on my fingers, and I put the correct answer. So from that day, she said, leave her in my class. I will deal with her. So I never went to preschool. I went straight to Teacher Delna's class. And I used to wait on her coming down from Jalousie to follow her. She used to take me to school. So it was good. So I like that. So
Lauren was also in my class. Lauren,
yes, I was
Justine.
in Teacher Jacinta's class. Yeah, we've had some good days. Now, another thing we want to encourage, Tony, and I'm so happy that we have the open mic, because we have so many personal stories to tell. We'll make it short, but let the younger generation hear. For example, people had to leave Castle Bruce and go and stay at somebody's home in Roseau. Sometimes for a whole month, we're not coming back to Castle Bruce because, transportation and whatever. Now the high school is right there, where you sleep at your parents' home every night. So they need to hear these stories. There are people, when they went to Roseau, people would turn off the lights. Like Lazo, for example, he said he studied on the lamppost. So, let people know what transpired and how good they have it now. We've made sacrifices and we turned out well. We never gave our parents trouble, In Castle Bruce, it was Google every Sunday, and people go back home, who go CDC. The people who have the stories of CDC, let people know what the Castle Bruce estate was like. What, if it's fortnight they paid, so all of those experiences can be shared so that people can say, wow, how did they go to high school? Or, you used to go on Bathing River, boys, girls, and nothing happened. People respected others. So these are stories that we have to tell, and we are willing to embrace them. I mean, there are so many resourceful people who can make scholarships available for trying to go to high school. If a child is lacking something, we can make it available, but we have to know. It has to be structured. So we are coming back to give back, to hear from them, and to embrace and to help Castle Bruce develop.
Lauren, I like the point that you made, because people don't know the story of the Castle Bruce estate, where from CDC to the cooperative, and where it became, where you have land ownership by the villagers themselves. So that's a good story, that can be handed down to the young people. So that's very important. And even if you are not coming,
there are people like Elwa Sylvester.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead, Jess.
Even if you are not coming to the reunion, we would still, since we have the Mo banking, you cannot come, you can make a contribution wherever you are. We want persons to donate because I mean it's going to be a lot of expenses that we have to pay out. So even if you are not coming to the reunion, we are asking you to make a donation once you get the information on the mobile banking. So that would go a long way. That will be your contribution. So we just want to encourage, persons
Yes,
to donate.
that is super important, Jess. Yeah, folks, it's going to cost a lot to put you hear the list of activities. It's going to cost us a lot to do that, and so we encourage you to contribute. As Jess said, if you cannot come for whatever reason, um, because I don't know, you might lose your job if you just stow away and come for the week. But whatever it is, if you cannot come, please contribute. Even if you
Make
plan
a
to come
contribution.
and you can contribute the $20, that's fine. Just make
That's
a
fine.
contribution. The mobile banking is there. We are in May, so we have May, June, July, and
Up to
August.
July.
You can easily make a $20 contribution per month for the next 4 months. If 100 people do that, that's $80 per person. That helps us to put on a lot of these programs because the folks in Dominica are working really hard. There's a committee on the ground. They've been doing fundraisers. They've been doing barbecues and so on. They're really
Probably we
supporting
can mention
and
their names, Tony. We can mention their names. The people
well,
on the
I
ground
was
that
reluctant to mention because I might remember everybody, but we know if you
especially
contact
Jeff,
Jeff
I know
Joseph,
Jeff,
Ostel,
Elmer, Lorna.
uh, Elmer Boland, and so on. Those folks you
Olivia.
can contact them
Right.
if you live here. If you are an artist and you want to be part, we want you to be part of it. To come on stage and show your talent.
Talent.
If you have a room in your house that you want to make available as a host for somebody to stay with you can register your name. If you have a bus and you want to help to transport people from point A to point B, if you do your art and craft and you want to be able to sell your craft, all of those things are going to be available for you. If you want to collect your grapefruits and your mangoes and make juice to sell, those opportunities will be available. If you have the funds, then you can get whatever is required, and you want to buy 10 cases of beer, so you can sell beers on that weekend and make some funds for yourself. We will welcome all of those type of activities because c'est place nous, meaning it's all of us place, including you. And so what we want to bring is not just a party, it's not just a fed, but opportunities for everybody in the village to be able to benefit from that. So look for Jeff. Jeff said he's on leave, so he's going to be in Castles for most of the time. Jeff Drago, Jeff for babysitting. You have Ostel Lockhart. Everybody know who he is. And Teacher Bonnie is involved. Also, our power rep is involved in the committee. You have, like you said, Elmer Boland. You have a few of
Ayola.
the other people. Malcolm Abraham Ayola. Ayo is our PRO. So there's a lot of folks on the ground that you can just talk to them and see. Volunteer your time, volunteer your talent, and let's make this reunion a massive success. And those of us who can, let us pledge a $20, $100 a month for the next 4 months. Let's see if we can get 100 people to do that, and that would help us quite a bit. Because what we want to do is to have a reunion village with a stage and a sound system where all through the week you have music from there, but we'll also have a mic. If you play a guitar, you can go up there do a song. If just have it available and open so everybody can come and access it. So, folks, I'm going to give each of my guests, my wonderful guests, an opportunity to just make some closing remarks, and we can wrap it up. We're planning to have a media day. I'm thinking it will be on Father's Day, June 15th, but we will confirm. Okay, but we might do a media day on June 15th where we will have something like this, but all day, and we'll have a lot more folks call in and contribute their stories and so on. So we're going to start it off with Pastor John a few closing remarks, and then we go to Jess, and Lauren, you'll take it home.
Okay. Well, for me, I'm excited about this occasion. and this opportunity, and I will do the best. I do have some finances I think I got from Gratian and from 2 or 3 other people. So if you all need me to send it to Mo Banking, I can transfer that as well for my wife and I. So, but I think it's a great event. Work is important. Work is necessary, and that's what we are doing. And that's the way. So I just pray for each one of us today that the Lord will give us the extra strength and the favor so that others would believe in us. Even someone who has not been to Castlebrooks, but just hearing what we are trying to do, that they would be encouraged to invest in what we're doing. It's a great opportunity, and I'm glad to be a part of it. God bless each of us.
Thank you, Pastor, for that wonderful invocation. Jess?
Well, my bags are already packed. I'm just so excited that we'll be going back to the village of our birth, the place that we love. No matter where we roam, we love Castlebrooks. So I'm encouraging persons, if you have not yet made up your mind, to come to Castlebrooks for the reunion. And this is reunion number 3. The first one was, we call it the mother of all reunions, and we were like a model for other reunions around Dominica. And the second one was very, very good. So I am expecting this third one to be extraordinary. So I'm saying to everybody, come join the fun, come join the action, and see what impact we can leave for our young persons in the community after the reunion. That things will continue, because from the symposium we want to have a document that we can continue working in the coming. It's not just coming for the reunion and going back. We want to have something that will be that there'll be continuity of different programs that would come out of the symposium. So I want to say thank you for those of us who are working behind the scene to make this come to fruition. So all of us, we have given a lot of time, a lot of energy, and for those people who are still on the side, just looking in, we want you to jump in and volunteer. The committee they have given you the names of the community. Committee, approach them and see where you can help, because the time is fast approaching. We want more hands on deck. So with that, I want to say thank you for those of you who are listening, and I'm looking forward to be home. According to Breaker, I'm coming home.
Okay.
Definitely.
Fortunately for us in Castlebrooks, we created an event called the Castlebrooks Family and Friends Reunion. Many other communities have emulated, and the expectation is always high, and we've always delivered on our Castlebrooks Family and Friends Reunion. We have it every 7 years. This is our 3rd edition. This one promises, as Jesse, to be extraordinary. We invite everybody to come to Castlebrooks. If you are from Castlebrooks, come. If you are out of Castlebrooks, come. If you just want to be in the presence of good company, good wholesome event, come to Castlebrooks. It's happening August 10th to the 17th, 2025. We're going to put an edition of the Castlebrooks Family and Friends Reunion 2025 that's going to be unforgettable. We are ready, we are willing, and we have a proven track record that when it comes to Castlebrooks, you come and you have some good, clean fun, and you go back completely satisfied. So on this year, in August, come to Castlebrooks, come and be with us, come enjoy what we have to offer. As I said, it's going to be a mega event, and our team on the ground, headed by Jeff. We have Jeff Drago, you have Ostel, you have the PAL rep, you have in Houston, you have Mr. Carlton Earl Dangaben as our diaspora main contact, as well as Mr. Anthony Drago. So we are capable, we are ready, we have a track record. Just come. Miss it and blame yourself.
Amen, sister.
Yeah, there's no. Thank you so much to my able guests. I hope folks we have you excited as we are. As Lauren said, the two previous reunions have proven that when it comes to organizing, Casabros knows how to do it. I remember as a little boy, our village feast used to be one of the best village feasts in Dominica. People would come because they know unquestionably they're going to have a good time and they're going to feel the hospitality in that mid-August in Casabros. And so we encourage you to come. If you encourage you to contribute, Sam, if you can put up the mobile banking information again, as well as the island event ticket, so folks can be reminded how they can make their contribution. But remember, your contribution doesn't only have to be monetary, especially if you are on the ground. Contact the folks, Jeff, Ostel, um, Elma, and those folks, and tell them what your ideas are. We're going to need transportation, we're going to need accommodation, we're going to need drinks, we're going to need food, we're going to need music, we need talent. There's so much that we need. We need you, basically. Even if you cannot really identify where your contribution would be at the moment, go, because I am certain that we will find something, a major contribution for you to make. And so, folks, we're super, super, super excited about August 10th to the 17th, Castlebrooks Friends and Family Reunion, and it's going to be a blast. And at the end of the day, as Jess says, we're going to prepare a document, especially at with the symposium, where we're going to explore current conditions and propose fixes and prospects and possibilities and opportunities for our people. And of course, we know if Casabros at the center, the whole of Dominica will benefit from that. We look forward to all of us joining hands and really demonstrating that Casabros is ours. And of course, we know that Casabros people are very passionate people. When we do it completely. And so sometimes we have little, whether it's political or religious conflicts. And I want to report to you, I'm very pleased with the way that we have been able to put all of those concerns and all of those secondary groups. We've placed them secondary, and we have folks working together and pulling together and pushing together. And I would be remiss to say not to express my gratitude for the level of maturity that we have displayed so far in the committees. That, I mean, it's human beings, so there are always areas of contention, but the way we've been able to not make it last, and we've been able to cast it aside and to put the big picture together, it says that out of the reunion, not only are we going to have a successful reunion, but post the reunion, we're going to have a lot of fences that we have mended, a lot of bridges that we have built, so that folks can talk to each other and for the benefit of the village as a whole, never mind despite their own religious or political or social or whatever other beliefs that you have that differ from somebody else. I have seen that we've been able to put that aside, and that can only augur well for the village. So, folks, again, I want to thank my guests and say we're looking forward to the media day on the 15th. That's tentative date for now, on the 15th. Um, there, I don't, I think there might be another fundraiser coming up by that time, but we will tell you about it. And I want to say uh, good night to my guests. And of course, in the 3 months that's left before our reunion, we definitely we're going to do this again on This Week in Interview. I know there's also a lineup to be on DBS radio with Ivonia and Nigel on Saturday. I think it's maybe 2 Saturdays from now. and you're going to tune into that, and you're going to see more of a presence. We have a Facebook page. Casperus Reunion 2025 has a Facebook page. We have a website that should be coming on. It's already on stream, but we have some updates to do, so that will be coming on very, very soon as well. And so just tell everybody, if you're listening, just tell 10 people you're going down to Casperus for the reunion. If you belong to a group, just post it in there, because you'll be surprised who has not heard about it. Don't assume that people know. I'm in a group called Wasbaba, and I just happened to mention it, and so many people in that group said that they didn't know, just last week. So just don't assume that people know. Tell them about it. Don't assume that people not from Casablanca are not interested, because you'll be surprised how many people are connected to Casablanca people. Let's spread the word, okay? Couple, how do I send a couple tents to the event without having to pay duty? Um, if you're going to buy the tents, couple, we can talk to you about that. I guess we can say it there. If you contact John Finn, I think there's a container that's supposed to go down. So if you can get some of those items to Atlanta, John will tell you how to who the addresses and stuff like that. But that's one way to do it. Because if it goes down in that container, we'll probably try to pull our strings to get duty waived. We have an ambassador among us. We have some other dignitaries that we can, they hopefully they have some strings in their hands that they can pull. but no, we will, if we will be able to get some of those contributions. Lauren, go ahead.
Yeah, Clara Boland is asking, good day, how can I help? Tony, answer her.
So Clara, if you can sing, we'll put you on the program as an artist. Okay. If you can cook, we'll put you to food. You can also make more financial contribution. Sam, if you can put the Mo Banking and the Island event tickets up. Um, we have an account that was opened in the name of the committee at the National Bank. And so you can use Mo Banking to send. But also, very fundamentally, just spread the word. Spread the word to everybody that you know. Let them know about the reunion. Tell them that we're super excited about the plan of activities and so on. And Clara, you can contact myself, Carlton, Lauren, anybody, so we can talk more specifically about your capacity, what is it, and of course we'll find a place where you can contribute.
Yeah, she can
So
also send stuff for the health fair.
you can, for the health fair. And also we're putting together care packages for when we go to the elderly and short-ins, we can leave them with a package, maybe some small dry goods, stuff to do their hair, um, the sanitary stuff, soap, the basic stuff, and some groceries. We're putting together care packages for those folks. So there's a lot of areas where we can contribute.
And bring pictures of your parents
All right,
too.
Yeah, any
Clara,
pictures
we
there
need
of customers,
pictures. We need
especially
pictures of Pity. Pity was a good belly dancer in Castle Bruce. So we need some photos.
Yeah. All right. So we'll stay here till midnight if we don't go. So, folks, I want to tell
Okay,
you
what
thank you
time
so
do
much.
it?
And let's allow this other people to go to bed.
Okay.
And
Thank you very much.
we'll do this again for sure. But thank you so much. I appreciate you all coming on board. Thanks.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Okay. Good night. So, folks, there you have it. I think we've been able to get you excited about the program that's coming up. The Castle Family and Friends Reunion carried for August 10th to the 17th. And my guests tonight were Miss Lauren Banis Roberts, Jacinta Banis, and Pastor John Finn. They told us and got us really up to speed with that. We have other folks who are on the co-leadership of it that can give you more information as well. We have Felicia Lloyd, we have Carlton Dangaben, We have in Dominica, we have Jeff, we have Elma Boland, we have Ostel, we have Teacher Bonnie, our panel rep, we have Malcolm Abraham. Those folks can give you more information and guidance as to where you can contribute and how you can benefit as well. As I said, if you have a property, a room, or a home that you want that will be available to provide accommodation, uh, let them know as well. If you have transportation that you are willing to maybe shuttle people back and forth, that's also available. If you are a vendor, you cook food or you make juice or you have craft or whatever, and you want the opportunity to sell those to the guests who are going to be there, you can also contact the committee and see how that will work. If you want to take the opportunity to have a little bar and sell some drinks, that's also an opportunity for you. Also, we're looking at a couple of projects that we want to do while we're there. To turn there's a gazebo at the bayfront, maybe to turn it more into like a picnic a facility, maybe a little outdoor grill where you can do a little barbecue and so on. And also, I think we were looking at the public convenience at the pavilion on the grounds of the sporting facility. We were looking to see if that is possible to upgrade that as well. We were going to have an eye clinic, a dental clinic, and general clinics going on. And so there's a lot of areas where folks can contribute. All right. Also, folks, and we started very early. We had Alvin on, and he was updating us on the court action that was being taken to try to strengthen our electoral process or elections process to get back a little more confidence that of all folks in the integrity of our elections. So if you go on tdnradio.net, you will see some additional information there. Also, tomorrow is May 29th. I think it's 27 years. It's since 1979. There is a virtual event that's taking place, Electoral Reform Coalition. It is the fourth, I'm saying 27, 46th anniversary of May 29th, 46th anniversary. And there's a number of folks that's going to make their contribution. If you are not familiar with that, on that day, there was a major demonstration at the Government House in Dominica. There was a clash between demonstrators and the defense forces. There were a couple of folks who lost their lives, and Dominica went into a turmoil at that time that culminated. And that was just 6 months after our independence, because Dominica became independent in November 1978. And within less than a year, we were having some political upheaval that resulted in the resignation of the then Labour Party government. And folks marked that day on May 29th. So there is a virtual event that's taking place tomorrow from 7 p.m. on Zoom. The meeting ID and passcode are there for you to see. And so if you have the time, if you can make the time, tune in and learn some of that history from perspective of folks who were active at that time. It's going to be moderated by our TDN family member, Alvin Thomas. So we see a lot of folks on there. That it should be a good program. Check it out. All right, folks, I'm going to say good night. It's pretty late. It's almost 10 p.m. where I am. So we've been at this for 2 hours. I thank you for staying with us, and I thank you for your continued support. And we wish the Castlebrose Family and Friend Reunion Committee all the best in their planning and a very successful hosting of the reunion. Good night, folks, and we'll do this again next week. Remember, hurricane season is upon us. Make sure that you check your property to ensure that any weak areas is reinforced, is strengthened, that you have your supplies. Don't assume that is going to be a mild. Prepare for the worst and expect the best. We'll talk a little bit more about hurricane season preparedness next week, Wednesday. So that's it, folks. Good night and have a great rest of your week.